So I got an email from somebody that wants personal coaching, and they had a bunch of questions, but a question they didn't bring up is how to make their dogs like each other. Instantly when they told me their situation, it was like a huge red flag. So I'm gonna share with you some tips on how you can get your dogs to like each other when you get a second dog, or even if you're having issues at home. Look at them besties. Now, this individual got 2 Canine Corso puppies at the very same time from the same litter, which is a huge red flag to me. For a breeder standpoint, breeders should never sell puppies from the same litter. I want you guys to Google litter mate syndrome and lead to the issues that it can cause. But as you can see, we had Bruce Wayne for almost 5 years. He was just a couple months shy of 5 when we got Justice. And I knew how Bruce would react. He wanted nothing to do with Justice. He wasn't aggressive or anything like that, but I really bonded them tight. So stick around and we're gonna discuss how to bond your dogs so they love each other. Good boys, good boys. See right here? I'm doing something that's gonna bond them. That's going to make them like being around each other. I'll explain in a minute. That's gonna be a little bit of a different video. I didn't know what to film today. I am absolutely exhausted. I haven't been sleeping. I've been doing a ton of work. I have my Ultimate Canine Corso Blueprint Guide coming out. It's over 160 pages long. I don't have it on a platform yet, but if you guys want early access to it, anybody that purchases it at the pre-sale is gonna get a discounted price. And then if I make any changes before it's uploaded to the platform, I have a big Excel sheet with everybody that purchased it, and I'm gonna send them the updated one. Along with that, I have the Ultimate Raw Feeding Guide. I know I have a Raw Diet Masterclass. This is part 2, essentially. This is going beyond version 1. I'm also, with both of these, I'm filming course modules. Welcome to version 2 of my raw feeding course. This is going to go beyond version 1. I'm gonna try to make this as straightforward and easy as possible with the information. That way you're not conflicted on which way you should feed, how you should feed, or anything like that. At the end of the day, a raw diet is far more healthy and beneficial than a processed kibble diet. I'm not sure if I'm gonna sell them together or if I'm gonna have a coaching platform, but I've just been doing so much work doing these video courses. I'm doing a video course along with the Ultimate Canine Corso Blueprint Guide. And then I have my holistic 110 holistic remedies guide. Your boy's been busy. So this video, I'm gonna try not to have all over the place. Yesterday, I filmed 3 minutes of Bruce and Justice playing. It's hilarious. I'm gonna bring this down here for a second so you can see Justice. I filmed Bruce and Justice. Oh, you want some cuddles, huh? And it was just really interesting to watch because of the fact that, dude, you're so, lay down. I don't need kisses, lay down. And it was really interesting because Justice has toned down how hard he plays with Bruce. And I haven't quite, and this is more of a recent thing. I haven't figured out if it's just Bruce putting him in his place, because Bruce is always the alpha. I know some dogs flip-flop situations. Bruce ain't that dog. Bruce is never gonna lay down for Justice. Trust me, guys. So Justice doesn't play as hard. And I don't know if it's because Bruce is just big brothering him, saying, yo, bro, chill. Or if Justice is just recognizing Bruce is getting older and he doesn't want to hurt him. Bruce, on the other hand, has been like a spitfire, always wanting to play. And I'm discussing this because it's a huge thing in how well these dogs get along. Stop. And somebody here? There's nobody here, bro. There's nobody here. Bruce, I don't see nobody. Go lay down. So I'll let them play while we discuss things. My energy and how I'm talking, especially with Justice, can completely change things. It's getting hot in here. It's hot in here. My voice energy can totally trigger the dog just to go hyper or not. Justice more so than Bruce. Justice is very, very apt to somebody's energy. He's going to match it and beat it. So it's critical that you get your dogs to like each other. That way you're living in harmony and having a beautiful, harmonious relationship with your dogs. But there's certain things you gotta do to facilitate this friendship. And one of those things is, despite getting 2 puppies at the same time, which guys never get 2 puppies at the same time, never get 2 puppies from the same litter. What you really want to do is properly train and raise your first dog, right? Your first dog, properly train and raise. Now that second dog can take the lead from the dog that you've already trained. That's why Bruce Wayne was like a cheat code to training Justice. I feel like I barely had to train Justice. It was more guiding him. Yes, we're always training your dogs. Like I say, you're either training them to do something you want them to do or behave in a manner inadvertently you don't want them to behave in. In my Canine Corso Blueprint Guide, I go over my feedback training system, which is just amazing to build communication, to build obedience. Bro, I gotta film a video and like, dude, how can they hear me? If you have 2 puppies or if you have an adult dog and you bring in a puppy, one huge thing you have to do is you have to still spend one-on-one time with each dog individually. You don't want them always together, relying on each other 24/7. And this is where littermate syndrome comes into play. So what might this look like? You do obedience work with your dog, like warm-up drills. If you have an adult dog and you're like me, I'll just do drills with the dog just to get them warmed up. Just make sure they're staying tuned up, right? Obedience is a skill. So I may bring Bruce out first because Bruce is above Justice in the hierarchy. That's another thing we're going to cover is pack hierarchy. So I give him everything first. So I'm going to take Bruce outside, do obedience work with him, or maybe play with him, or maybe take him on a one-on-one walk with me, or just take him on a little adventure without Justice. I'll get home, and then I'll do the same exact thing with Justice. That way they're still bonding with me, and they're not relying on each other so much. And now they're not going to be competing for my attention. We want them to get along, right? We don't want them competing for my attention. So if we can give them attention together, but also attention separately, it's going to help stop that from one feeling jealous over the other. The next thing you to do is a lot of... Another thing you do is you want to create a lot of good experiences when you get that puppy or that second dog. A lot of every experience together with the 2 dogs needs to be very positive, very happy, very uplifting. Now, when I showed you I was rubbing their ears and I said I was bonding them, right? You may be like, Jason, how are you bonding them? You're not doing anything, but you're just massaging their ears. Think of it this way. Justice is laying on Bruce, so they're touching each other. Bruce used to hate that. Bruce never used to let Justice touch him at all. Justice just did this to him, Bruce would walk out of the room. He'd be like, nope, don't want it, I'm out, peace. So, rubbing their ears, I discovered, Bruce's ears, he loves it. So if Justice touched him, he wouldn't move. He would stay there. So what I would do is I would rub their ears. So if Bruce's ears here and Justice's ears here, I do it on the same side. So they almost start leaning into each other. I gotta stop this for 1 second. Guys, can we stop for a sec? Drop. Sit. You're a little sore this morning. You're sore today, okay. We got the squad. We got the dog squad. We got the dog squad. You're all happy. So by rubbing their ears at the same time, you know, I love you too. They're both like, it feels so good for them. So now it's like almost an association. Oh, I'm touching Justice and I feel good, right? They don't really like think things through like, oh, if I'm touching Justice, he's going to massage my ears. No, I'm giving them a physical feeling of feeling really good. And also like when you massage dogs' ears, it releases a lot of like feel good emotions. So I would constantly do this as I'm playing with them, as they're just laying next to each other. And I would have it where they're basically almost like touching each other's head the way I was doing it. You want to take them on a ton of outings together as well. And you want these outings to be fun. That way they're like, oh, we get to go to the fair today, right? I'm just saying fair, whatever you do. This is a fun, exciting place, and I'm with my little bro here, or I'm with my big bro. So now they're associating You know, the ears, feel good emotions, feel good experiences together. Same for play. Leave it. I let them play together, and I'm basically teaching them how to play too. I'm making sure they don't play too rough. If one dog's playing too rough, I will correct them verbally. If they continue, I'll stop the play. I can start it a couple minutes later. But all of these things are creating happy, positive experiences with both dogs, while still maintaining your one-on-one relationship with each dog. I have a different bond with Bruce, for example, than I do with Justice. It's just the way it's always gonna be. Bruce is part of my life when I was going through like medical treatment, for example. So we have like this different experience than I do with Justice. I have an amazing bond with Justice, but it's different than it is with Bruce. So you still want to maintain like that one-on-one relationship, but also a happy, fun relationship together. Next is, if you're bringing a dog into the home or you already have a dog, you need to keep pack hierarchy strict. Especially, I have 2 intact males here. Things can go haywire quick, especially through adolescent years, through developmental stages because of hormones, right? A lot of dogs, testosterone's running through their veins, through their blood. So they are going to want to challenge the other dog. It's very important, once you understand the hierarchy between the dogs, that you follow that. And it keeps, you don't want any gray areas, right? I want black or white. Dogs see things as black and white, yes or no, not maybe I can today, I can't tomorrow. That's a huge issue with a lot of people. Bruce is allowed on the couch. I only allowed Justin on the couch for a little while. And I'm like, it's probably not a good idea, because I started taking my own advice. I'm causing these gray areas on hierarchy. So it's just easier. There's 2 dog beds typically right here, 2 orthopedic mattresses, Big Barker, link in the description, save 10% using code Jason. Bruce is on the couch, Justice has his dog beds, Bruce is allowed in the dog beds too, but it keeps that hierarchy. How else I follow hierarchy is Bruce gets everything first. I get up in the morning, he's older, he doesn't get off the couch to come greet me half the time, sometimes he does. Justice always does. Well, unfortunately, I walk past Justice, I give Bruce his pets first, because he's usually looking over the couch at me, then I come back and I pet Justice. Giving them treats. I can give them treats at the same time, but Bruce gets his a second first, then Justice. Feeding at the same time. They both eat at the same time, but I put Bruce's plate down first, call him over first, while Justice is still on his stay in his place in the carpet being over here, waiting for me to call him over. So it's another thing. Keep hierarchy strict. Like, I'm talking like mega strict, even with like little things that you're not thinking of. Every time we exit, Bruce exits before Justice, Bruce enters before Justice. All of these things keep things very black and white, yes or no. I'm the alpha, I'm underneath you. And understand, your dogs aren't going to be best friends right off the bat. And your dogs may never be best friends. That's why it's very important to match personalities and energies before you get a second dog. Understand your dog's temperament. Understand what they tolerate, what they don't tolerate before you get a second dog. And you really got to figure out, is getting a second dog going to enhance this dog's life, which it greatly did. And I'm so happy that I got Justice, because I feel like he gave Bruce Wayne a new life. Now, the first week, Bruce basically completely avoided Justice. So there was a time when I'm like, okay, you don't want to force interactions, but I also can't let him just hang out in the bedroom on the bed the whole time. So I started closing the bedroom door, where I'm not physically forcing them to be next to each other, but I'm forcing them to be essentially in the same room. So if you are bringing home a new dog and you already have a dog and your dog's not really taken to it too well, understand that you just completely flip-flopped your dog's entire life and all they ever known. They are probably stressed, they're worried that they're losing their person, there's going to be possibly some jealousy. So give that first week some time. Don't force it, don't like worry about, are my dogs gonna be friends or not someday? It most likely will happen if you've done all of the preparation beforehand, raise your dog properly, understand your dog's energy, match your dog to the puppy you got with energy and temperament and personality and all of those things. You also want to do obedience work together. So you want to do it separate, but you also want to do it together. Like you can work on walks together. So Bruce, when we go on a walk, Bruce on the outside, Justice in the middle, and then me. Walks are a happy time for the dogs. They love them. So again, another happy, good experience. Use a ton of positive reinforcement and use your love. As I always say, I discuss how to use love in my Canine Corso Blueprint guide. Use your love sparingly, but when your dogs actually are interacting, like when Bruce started giving Justice attention, it was a lot of high-pitched voices, a lot of love, a lot of pets and cuddles, and just him knowing that, look at, you're playing with him, you're touching him, you're giving him attention that I want, like positive attention, you're not being a jerk. I love that. So I'm teaching. So when I got Justice, it was essentially teaching Bruce how to interact with Justice versus teaching Justice obedience, essentially. My main goal is, I have a whole new puppy playlist where it's daily vlogging, and I said multiple times in it, my goal was to not train Justice, it was train Bruce how to interact with Justice and live with Justice. When you bring home a second dog, it's almost like this whole new skill you have to learn. And if you have a dog that is super hyper like Justice, he is mega high energy. Let's say I brought a puppy home for him. Every single day before I did anything, I would let him blow off steam. I would have him doing sprints, playing fetch before I had him interacting with the puppy, because he's gonna be calmer. And a calmer dog is easier to manage, and they're just more mentally satisfied. And as I said, my voice and my pitch can really set the tone for energy. So you wanna use your own energy to work with your dogs. You don't want to come in the house every morning greeting them super high pitched. Oh my God, I love you so much, like in a high pitched voice. Keep your energy calm and your dogs get calm. You can see how Bruce's and Justice is already calming down. It's all in how like your energy about you. That plays such a role. If you're nervous and like uptight, your dog's gonna be nervous and uptight. I hope this video gives some tips and some insight on how you can raise two dogs to live in harmony. You know, everybody said, oh, you can't have two intact male Cane Corsos. I have two intact male Cane Corsos. It's not an issue. It'd be an issue if I brought a female into the house. That's where the issue would lie. Then you'd have two males competing over a female that are both intact. And actually a quick tangent regarding that. I had a client one time, he was over in another country, living in a small apartment, and above him was an intact female. He had a male golden retriever intact, and he had a male Cane Corso intact. And the golden retriever was extremely aggressive all the time. And I was like, bro, I told him everything he should be doing, which he did, and it probably dropped the aggression like a good 70%. But anytime that female went in heat, I told him, I'm like, you're gonna have to manage this or get rid of one of the dogs, because they'd end up fighting. So what he'd do is he'd end up he'd bring one of the dogs to a farm while the female was going through her heat cycle, which really helped things. There's some things you just can't avoid, and it's managing. So I hope you guys found this video helpful, some tips on how I got these guys to get along so well. Sorry, this video is a little bit all over the place. But until next time, Bruce Wayne, Joey Justice, and myself, see you later. Peace. Okay, boys.